The struggle of man against tyranny is the struggle of memory against forgetting. Nowadays, we only remember as far as the distance between the headlines. Eric Garner was killed yesterday, and we forgot. Entire groups of Americans were insulted by their president, and we forgot. Dr. King's cautionary message to our information bombarded generation is not to forget. Martin Luther King's creative invention is his most powerful rhetorical device. This is true because they are timeless calls for justice. When we ask the question of our favorite Dr. King speeches, the question should never be, how did this speech change history? It's, when did this speech change history? In 1963, in Dr. King's Letter from Birmingham Jail, he argues that the white moderate is even more of a threat to black freedom than the KKK. The white moderate is more devoted to order than to justice. They prefer the absence of tension to the presence of justice. 52 years later, during the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement, Kendrick Lamar's lyrics create tension. And we hate Popo when they kill us dead in the Street Folk show. Fox News correspondent Geraldo Rivera argues that hip hop and these lyrics have done more damage to African Americans than racism. This is the voice of Dr. King's white moderate, arguing that expressive, tense speech has been more of a threat to black freedom than the KKK. Dr. King's calls for justice are not being heard. The white moderate is calling for order. 52 years ago, however, Dr. King paraphrased that sentiment, saying, it's basically going, I agree with you in the goal that you seek, but I cannot agree with you with your methods of direct action. Our King argues that the presence of tension is a necessary phase of transition. This is Dr. King telling us not to forget, that convenient amnesia is only conducive to tyranny. Forgetting why there is tension is forgetting the names that turn into hashtags, which turn into movements. In 1968, in Dr. King's I Have Been to the Mountaintop speech, he argues that tension is necessary. He says, I have looked over the mountaintop and I have seen the promised land. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. King is saying that at the end of every struggle and protest, there is progress. And I know another person who said words similar to Dr. King's quite recently. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, Dr. King said, "We gon' be alright."